है अजब राहत एहसास जुदाई हमको, उनकी आवाज़ हुई जब से पराई हमको। ख्वाब के सिलसिले हैरान भटक फिरते हैं, नहीं देती कोई मंजिल भी दिखाई हमको। ख़वातीन व हज़रात, अपनी इस ताज़ा गज़ल के चंद अशार के साथ आपको वेलकम करते हैं प्रोग्राम इनसाइट में। मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान खालिद महमूद और आज हम पिछले प्रोग्रामों की तरह आपकी खिदमत में न्यूज़ का सेगमेंट पेश नहीं कर पाएंगे। आज हमारे प्रोग्राम में एक एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यू है। एक बहुत ही वर्सेटाइल बिजनेसमैन हैं, उनका नाम है जेसन कैमरॉन। उनका इंटरव्यू आपकी खिदमत में पेश करेंगे। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, टुनाइट we are not going to present to you the news segment. We are going to bring to you a very versatile individual from the business community. He is an event organizer, a planner, as well as he does multiple different things. We will introduce him to you. So hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Keep watching Inside. We'll take a short break and you'll listen to a song. After the break, we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned with Inside. I'm your host, Khalid Mahmood. वेलकम बैक टू इनसाइट। ख़वातीन व हज़रात, मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान खालिद महमूद और आज हम आपकी खिदमत में जिस मेहमान को पेश कर रहे हैं उनका नाम है जेसन कैमरॉन। लेट्स वॉच अ लिटिल इंट्रो अबाउट जेसन। Jason Cameron is an event organizer, event coordinator, booker, wardrobe stylist, acting agent, fashion show choreographer, and much more. Jason started his company by the name of Just Creative Services in 2005. Working within the fashion industry, they help manage, create, and produce extraordinary events throughout North America. Just Creative Services is a full-service event management company. They manage as well as produce events of all types, corporate as well as personal. Creativity and style is their highest priority in all aspects of their events. Let's welcome Jason Cameron to our show, Insight. वेलकम बैक टू इनसाइट। ख़वातीन और हज़रात, मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान खालिद महमूद और गुज़श्ता हफ़्तों की तरह उम्मीद है आपको ये प्रोग्राम भी पसंद आ रहा होगा और जो आपके रिव्यूज़ हैं वो बताते हैं कि यू रियली एंजॉयिंग द शो एंड आई एम ग्लैड फॉर दैट एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ इनसाइट एज़ वेल। ख़वातीन और हज़रात, हमारे साथ आज एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत शख्सियत मौजूद हैं और बहुत ही वर्सेटाइल आदमी हैं। पिछले प्रोग्रामों की तरह कई वर्सेटाइल शख्सियत से आपको हमने मिलवाया है। इस बार भी एक बहुत ही वर्सेटाइल इंडिविजुअल हैं, इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज़र हैं, मेन इनका काम ये है, लेकिन मार्केटिंग एडवर्टाइजिंग पे मेरी इनसे बहुत तफसीली गुफ्तगू हुई है और बहुत ही इन डेप्थ नॉलेज रखते हैं। आइए मिलते हैं आज के प्रोग्राम के एक्सक्लूसिव होस्ट के गेस्ट के साथ। इनका नाम है जेसन कैमरॉन। वेलकम टू द शो जेसन।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
जेसन, ख़वातीन व हज़रात, इनका नाम से आप डरिएगा मत, इनका असल नाम जो है वो फराज है और पूछते हैं जेसन से। जेसन, ये बताइए कि आप जेसन क्यों?
हमने जब बिजनेस में आए थे, आई वाज ओनली अबाउट 14, तो एट द एज ऑफ 14 I guess people, South Asian culture, I was into the North American market. So हमने क्या किया कि we were asking the producers and the producers said, well, you're आप Jason हो अब. And I said, okay. And then वहीं से फिर नाम के साथ फंस गए.
Okay, so somebody gave you a name and you adopted it.
Exactly, yeah.
And the inspirational thing here is you started business at the age of 14.
Yes.
Why did and how did that happen?
I was working for a very large firm. It was an entertainment firm, and उसके साथ हम scout थे, so we used to go and look for looks for them.
Right.
And I used to go around the city, around downtown Toronto, just for fun. Right. I was still going to school.
Sure.
But it just moved up from there. I became a booker for that firm, and then I started becoming a booker for a lot of companies.
Right. Very nice. ये बताइए कि जो event organization है उस पे बात करते हैं। You have tremendous experience. You've done so many different kinds of events. Tell us something about those events, the events that you've done already.
Well, we started off with Fashion Week in Toronto. I've done it in 2005 and 2006. I also worked with Joe Fresh, H&M, a lot of the brands around the city, of course, as well as the smaller ones like Metal Star. They are for the rock stars. They cater to them. And we coordinated fashion shows for them, and we put together entire events for them, and it was very successful, very nicely done. I'm complimenting myself, but it was very well done, and we were really happy with it. And then I moved towards the South Asian market 2 years ago. जहाँ हमने strings का concert किया था. Strings आए थे. We did it with GNS production, who's Guria and Sabrina, and it went really well. The market really liked us. They took us in with open arms. तो वहाँ से हमने फिर IFF किया, which is the International Fashion Festival. We did that for 2 years. The first year we brought in 10 designers, Pakistan से as well as India and Dubai.
Very nice. ये बताइए कि आप इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं, इवेंट कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं, बुकर हैं, वार्डरोब स्टाइलिस्ट हैं, एक्टिंग एजेंट हैं, फैशन शो कोरियोग्राफर हैं. There's a whole bunch of things that you do. How do you manage your time? How do you do all this?
I have no life.
There you go.
Ask my wife.
Okay.
No.
Actually, that rhymes. I have no life. Ask my wife.
Exactly. No. It's just managing time accordingly. Because a lot of these jobs are done. You can do 2 to 3 things at once. You're really only needed on a day of for certain things.
Right. Tell us something about all these services and a little bit about each one of them. Let's talk about that after the break. ख़वातीन हज़रात, लेंगे एक छोटी सी ब्रेक. मैं हूँ खालिद महमूद, और ब्रेक के दौरान आप देखेंगे एक खूबसूरत सा गीत. We will be right back after the break. वेलकम बैक टू इनसाइड. ख़वातीन व हज़रात, एक बार फिर मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान खालिद महमूद. जेसन कैमरन हमारे साथ हैं, फराज इनका सलाम है, और बड़ी खुशी हुई इनसे आज मिलके. जेसन जो है, जैसे हम ब्रेक से पहले बात कर रहे थे, ही डज़ क्वाइट अ बिट ऑफ डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज़ इन टर्म्स ऑफ हिज बिजनेस. लेट्स टॉक टू जेसन अबाउट इट. ये बताइए कि आप क्या क्या, मैंने लिस्ट गिनवाई थी, उनके बारे में ब्रीफली अगर बताना चाहें कि.
Well, basically, organizer and event coordinator is really the same thing. हम produce करते events अपने as well. One of the things that we realized was that you do not need to rely on somebody or an organizer. We can put together an event with our contacts, with our sponsorship, with our advertising and marketing, and if you have the right product, it can sell.
Right.
As for the choreographer, I've been doing this for so long. It's just really, people find it very simple of walking down the catwalk, but it's not. It's very, you have to keep the audience intact. And sometimes it's for, 1 घंटा लग जाता है, on a fashion show. लोग अगर बोर हो गए, then that's it. And it's, वहीं से उठ के चले जाते हैं. Right? तो सारा camera में भी आ जाता है. तो that we have to find creative ways of how the models walk out.
Keeping the audience intact.
Exactly.
Right. How about the acting agent? Like, what is this acting agent? What does he do?
Well, basically, an acting agent looks for looks. What I do is I look for looks around the city that attract anything and everything for commercial, print, film, and television. We've had people on TVO Kids, the host, Kara Haroon. We've had people on Pirates of the Caribbean, the new L'Oreal campaign, The Girl's Hours, Deborah. So, it's just, we look for the client. The client tells us exactly what they're looking for, and we go out and search.
Sure. Now, these events that you've done, some of them are wedding shows and some of them are corporate events. They have no similarity whatsoever. So how do you, is there a creative process behind every event? And do you engage somebody creative in this, or you are your own boss here?
Oh no. There's a lot of people that bring it together. My right hand, his name is Basil Waris, and he helps me with everything when it comes to the creativity. Because of course, corporate events, they have to be, they're more suited, they're more, stern. They're not open to a lot of things. And when it comes down to fashion shows, we're open to everything. So we sit down. We have a thinking tank. We have a staff of about 12 who come in.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and we go over and brainstorm, and every event, before every event.
Sure. You talked about engaging the South Asian community, and you said your background is from the mainstream. You came back to the South Asian market. We're going to talk about advertising and sponsorship, and also a little bit about the South Asian market. Khawateen Hazrat, इस वक्त बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग गुफ्तगू हो रही है जेसन के साथ, और we'll take a short break, and after the break we'll come back and talk to Jason again. As I said before, he's a very talented individual. Let's talk to him after the break. वेलकम बैक टू इनसाइट ख़वातीन और हज़रात। आज एक बार फिर हम आपकी खिदमत में एक्सक्लूसिव इनसाइट का प्रोग्राम विदाउट द न्यूज़ सेगमेंट लेकर आ रहे हैं, और हमारे साथ हैं जेसन कैमरन। ही इज़ अ वेरी talented, versatile individual. He does a lot of variety of things, from event planning, event organization, to sourcing for actors and stuff like that as well. Now, one topic that is a personal interest to me and my background as well is advertising. Now, every event requires sponsors. Jason, tell us about how easy or difficult it is to engage sponsors, and what has your experience been so far?
It's been a task. It's been a struggle.
Tough job.
Of course, yeah. Exactly. And we were asked to go towards the South Asian market, because it's the fastest growing. By with Stats Canada's new readings, we've exceeded Asians. So it's a very big community.
Sure.
And it's an untapped market.
Right.
So whenever we go towards an event, what we do is we speak to a lot of the our sponsors or companies directly, or we speak to our marketing firms and advertising firms, and they will give us an idea of, okay, well, our client is looking for this, or they want a festival, or they want an outdoor event, and what we have to do is come back to the table and see how do we put this event together and how do we merge it with our other events.
Right. So these sponsors are primarily what you're doing is, as I was talking to you as well before, you're bringing the mainstream sponsors into the South Asian market, right? Is there any issues that you face with these sponsors? They are looking for certain kind of programs, or they're pretty much open to everything?
They're looking for certain things. They're looking for specifics, because of course there's a lot of South Asian events now in the city, and they want a unique one, because they will not attach their name to something that's that's
generic,
not original. Exactly. And one of the key things that I've realized is, of course, our community per se is very competitive.
I know.
So we have to have a very unique event for the sponsor to actually agree to it, and then of course have their marketing capability within the event.
And there's always a price war, like somebody else comes and breaks your price. Always. It's a difficult market, but once you're in,
there's a huge growth. There's a huge potential.
Right.
And one of the things, even for when we did the International Fashion Festival, they said we thought South Asians were just South Asians, and I said, what do you mean? They said, well, we thought you were all like brown or a box or something, and we thought it was just generic. And when they saw the different designs from one country or one city to another, they were blown away. They couldn't believe it, because it was like night and day. So the South Asian market, mashallah, is bahut hi badi hai. So from India to Pakistan, there's different areas, Punjab, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So bahut badi market, and there's a lot to savor.
Sure. Now, let's get back to your events. You're doing some very important big events coming up in the next few months, or next month. Tell us about Rahat Fateh Ali and what his event is going to be like. You're the main person who's bringing the event.
Yes, we're coordinating the event. Etobicoke Motors is bringing down the event, Moshe, and they're fun. And what we're doing is we're coordinating his concert. It's the largest concert ever to take place for Rahat in Canada. It's at the Ricoh Coliseum, 7,000 people.
Wow.
So we're almost sold out, which is great, mashallah. It's doing really well. And inshallah, it's going to be we're doing it larger than life. The production team, we're flying in as well with him. We're doing the stage, the background, everything is going to be larger than life. And it's an event that I think nobody would want to miss.
Now, how has your experience been with Rahat? Is he? Have you met him, or is it?
You know, I have, and he recently had somebody deceased in his
Oh,
family.
okay.
You know, which hindered some of the plans. But
Sure.
an amazing guy, works day and night.
Right.
He's coming down and he's doing a world tour, and the U.S. is sold out, Caribbean is sold out, Toronto will most probably be sold out. So he works quite a bit. So he's only here for one day,
Right.
and then the next day he's flying out to Ottawa.
Wow. Now, one of the things that is attached to somebody who's in the public like yourself, who is got two ends to take care of. One is the sponsors, and the other is the audience or the clients. Now you have to cater to both.
Exactly.
Their needs have to be met, and the sponsors' needs have to be met.
That's true.
Now, credibility is key. How do you find whoever's in the market right now? How important is credibility to you, and how do you safeguard or protect your credibility?
Well, at the end of the day, you have to understand that a sponsor mainly makes sure that their brand
Right.
is marketed accordingly to the audience. So really, we try to keep the audience happy, and in turn, it works
sponsor
out,
can-
right? The
Sure.
sponsor will get happy. So at the end of the day, as long as we can initiate a brand awareness during the event, and that's a huge deal. So for IFF, we had Rubicon. For Interim Place, which is a women's shelter, we brought in a construction company. It's called CCI, Construction Control Inc. And they said, "How would you put us together? Where would you do that from? We're becoming presenting." And I said, leave it to us. We'll see. And yet again, the entire all the guests were extremely happy, and everybody walked away with knowing who that company was.
Wow. Okay. Now, again, coming back to credibility, I think this is my personal comment on somebody like you, that if you have money in your head and not the individuals that you're servicing, then there's always an issue. There's always a problem.
Of course.
You don't succeed that much.
That's true.
But if you're looking into the end result of the client, you're looking after their interest, then you would always succeed. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree. Because you have to sacrifice.
Right.
In this business, if you can't keep your client happy, then you're not going to go far.
Sure.
And at the end, I don't really look at the money factor of it. Mashallah, thank God. I'm happy where I am. So when it comes down to my clients, we have to give them 100%. Why? Because you have to understand that 6 months from now or 3 months from now, you've done the marketing, you're in the marketing, you know that you're going to need them again.
Sure.
to spend more money.
Absolutely.
So that's where I have to think long term.
Sure. ख़वातीन हज़रात, जेसन कैमरन हमारे साथ हैं, और I thank you, Jason, for spending this 1 hour with us. It was a pleasure having you here, and an honor to have you, and hopefully you will keep coming back.
For sure, anytime.
Right. ख़वातीन हज़रात, इसके साथ ही हमारे प्रोग्राम इनसाइट का वक्त ख़त्म हुआ. आखिर में आपको फैज़ के इन अशार के साथ आपसे इजाज़त चाहेंगे कि हम मुसाफिर यूं ही मसरूफ़ सफ़र जाएंगे, बेनिशा हो गए जब शहर तो घर जाएंगे, किस कदर होगा यहाँ महरो वफ़ा का मातम, हम तेरी याद से जिस रोज़ उतर जाएंगे. फैज़ आते हैं रहे इश्क में जो सख्त मकाम, आने वालों से कहो हम तो गुज़र जाएंगे. With this, we thank you for watching Insight. Thank you, Faraz, aka Jason, for being part of the show.
Thank you.
See you next week. Good night.